Hello guys, again. また会います。397日連続。And of course, 決して止まらない。決して止まらない。We're never going to stop. It's just how it is. Okay. So, yeah, let's just continue
Good evening, ladies.
continue with Tokini Andy, I think. Continue with Tokini Andy. So we have like, okay, we skip the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome.
So you have like Mazu, Tsugini, Sorekara, and yeah, I know this. Saigoni, Mazu, like Mazu's the beginning, Tsugini in the like moreover, next, Sorekara, moreover, and Saigoni in the end, Moshitemo, Moshitemo, Yoni, ni suru, and dakeatte. I don't know what that is. But yeah, let's just continue. Let's just start.
To the Quartet Lesson 5, Part 2, Grammar Stream. Today we're going to be covering mazu, tsugi ni, sore kara, saigo ni. That's all part of one section. It's giving instructions in Japanese. Moshi temo. We've actually already covered temo in Genki, and this isn't much different, but we're going to have a lot more complicated sentences than we had in Genki, of course. Yo ni. That's so that. Noun ni suru, so deciding on something, and dakeatte, which is to be expected, basically. So those are the 5 sections we're going to be covering tonight. These are the different colors we use in these quartet lessons. We have light blue for the new grammar level, because you guys that were able to do these lessons every single downvote buttons of the structure of this. It's giving instructions, and because with mazu, tsugi ni, sorekara, and saigo ni, and because of the structure of this, it's giving instructions, right? So each instruction using these words is a single sentence. So to give you a single set of instructions, we need 4 sentences at least to show off these. They're not really grammar points. They're really just words or sentence starters. So we have 2 or 3 instruction sets, which means it gets pretty long. So hang in there. Hopefully we can learn a lot with them, though. We have a bunch of extra new words and some actual instructions that will teach you how to actually make some stuff. And Yuki will be showing up for today's story. She's going to be reading that for us today. So that's exciting. All right, we'll say hi to her when she comes on screen later. So let's go ahead and get started with mazu, tsugi ni, sore kara, and saigo ni. So mazu means first, or for starters, and then you just put the first line of instructions after that. Then tsugi ni, tsugi, you probably actually already know, means next. Now, in a set of instructions, I was talking to Yuki about it, and she feels like tsugi ni is generally going to be second no matter what. If there's like more than 3 sets of instructions or whatever, she feels like tsugi ni is always going to be the second one on the list. And Quartet actually has all their instructions set up that way as well, though they don't mention it. So I tend to feel like that's probably the case. So tsugi ni, you're going to have that in the second set of instructions, or the second sentence in a set of instructions. Then sore kara comes after that, which means after that, or from that, whatever that instruction is. And saigo ni is finally something, your instructions, right? So there are other words that could be used in a set of instructions. So if like not all sets of instructions are 4 sentences long, you might need a lot more. And sometimes you won't have any starter words like this, but we are, I believe, going to show you some extra ones in this lesson. If not, they're in the bonus grammar sentences video over on tokiniandy.com. And I'll probably mention them if we didn't cover them in any sentences in the examples. But let's go ahead and jump into our first set of instructions. The first one is something that is very important if you're going to live in Japan, and that a lot of you probably don't know how to do. Well, you probably do. It's not that hard. But we're going to teach you how to use a fax machine, because that's still important in 2021 here in Japan. So, you ready? Let's jump into it. We have fax no tsukai-kata. So, how to use a fax. まず送りたい紙を差し込み口にセットします。So we have first, まず送りたい紙. So the paper you want to send. We're modifying 紙, the paper, directly with 送りたい, want to send. を, that's the direct object. 差し込み口. So on a fax machine, the place where you stick the paper in, that's called the Sashi, so sasu is to like stick in. Sashikomi is actually a stick in. Guchi, so opening. Ni setto shimasu, so set it in the slot where you put the papers, right? So I translated this out as first put the paper you want to send in the slot. Right? Straightforward. Next. 次にファックス番号を入力します。So next. 次に input the fax number. ファックス番号を入力します。So input. 入力 is input. Especially in like a computer or in a calculator, stuff like that. So 番号を入力します。Next, input the fax number. And fax is usually written out using romaji like this. それから after that. So this is the third sentence in the instruction set. 発信ボタンかファックス送信ボタンを押します。So after that, それから発信ボタン which is the deliver button か or ファックス送信ボタン the transmission button を押します you press. So what this means is that it may have written on the button either 発信 or 送信 depending on the fax machine. So these are two possibilities of what might be written on the button on the fax machine. They both basically mean the same thing, but this one I've translated as delivery or deliver and 送信 as transmission. So those are the buttons you're going to press. 最後に finally 紙が吸い込まれてスキャンされれば成功です。So finally 最後に紙が吸い込まれて if the paper is sucked through スキャンされれば and scanned 成功です you've succeeded. So this is not in the past tense, so I've added the ed in parentheses. You succeed or you succeeded. So if the paper is sucked through and scanned, you've succeeded. Now, the next step is very important, and that is 念のため相手のスキャン
最後に紙が吸い込まれてスキャンされば
if the paper is sucked through スキャンされれば and scanned 成功です you've succeeded. So this is not in the past tense, so I've added the ed in parentheses. You succeed or you succeeded. So if the paper is sucked through and scanned, you've succeeded. Now, the next step is very important, and that is 念のため相手の人にファックスが届いたかどうか電話をして確認しましょう。So just in case 念のため相手の人 the other person に at ファックスが届いたかどうか whether or not the fax was received かどうか電話をして call them 確認しましょう and make sure they got it. So that's very important when you send a text, right? You have to actually also call them, an extra step there, and make sure they got it. So shimashou here, the volitional is being used to say, let's go ahead and do that. Like, you know, it's the sort of a polite way of saying you should do that. All right. So I hope you know how to use a fax now. Very important. Nen no tame is also a fun word that means just in case. All right. So the next one I'm going to go off camera for. So let's turn this off. And we are going to teach you how to make Yuki and her mom's famous potatoes. So you may, if you've listened to the new podcast, you may have heard about how these are one of my favorite foods. So, you know, specifically the ones that Yuki and her mom make. So we decided to give you the instructions on how to make them. So let's go ahead and go through this. We have 簡単なフライドポテトの作り方を教えします。So I will teach you how to make easy French fries. まず first じゃがいもを洗い皮を剥きます。So first wash the potatoes and peel the skin. Let me get this up on here. I should have had this up for a while. Okay. So first まずじゃがいもを洗い wash the potatoes, and this is the polite te form, right? So it's the mas stem. 皮をmukimasu. So muku is to peel. Muku, right? And kawa is the skin, so peel the skin. Kawa wo mukimasu. And here's a potato. 次にじゃがいもをお好みの大きさに切ります。So next. 次にじゃがいもを the potatoes, direct object. お好みの大きさに so a size of your liking. お好みの大きさに切ります。Cut. So cut the potatoes in a size of your liking. This is what we did the other day. Okay, next is a much more complicated sentence, and there's an extra fun word in here as well. So, それから after that.
それから
切ったじゃがいもを
切ったじゃがいもを
水でゆす
水
い
で
で
ゆすいで
電子レンジに柔らかくなるまで入れます。じゃがいも 300g、600ワット、3分くらい。So after that, それから切ったじゃがいもを So the direct object is the potatoes you cut 切ったじゃがいもを水でゆすいで So ゆすぐ is to rinse something off. So 水でゆすいで rinse off with water the cut potatoes you cut 電子レンジに So in the microwave 電子レンジに柔らかくなるまで until they become soft 入ります put them in. So for about 300 grams of potatoes in a 600 watt microwave, do it for 3 minutes about. So the full translation of that is after that, rinse off the cut potatoes with water and put them in the microwave until they become soft. 300 grams of potatoes, 3 minutes at 600 watts. So here is a new starter word that doesn't show up in quartet, and it means and then. You probably already know this one, but it can also be used in instructions, of course. So そして and then フライパンに底面が埋まるくらいの油1センチほどを引いて熱します。So and then フライパンに in a fry pan or in a pan 底面が埋まるくらい So about enough oil, about enough to cover the bottom 底面が埋まる cover the bottom about enough の油 oil 1センチほど about 1 centimeter を引いて熱します。So 引く here is to basically put in or cover the pan with it. And then 熱します is a word that shows up in quartet, which means to heat up. So all out in English, and then oil the pan with about enough oil to cover the bottom of the pan, up to 1 centimeter, and heat up. 熱したフライパンに So in the pan that you warmed up, so you're warming them up before you put these things in, 電子レンジから出したじゃがいもを So the direct object is the potatoes that you took out of the microwave を入れて put them in 黄色でサクサクになるまで So until they've become yellow and sort of crunchy まで揚げれば if you heat them up 出来上がりです You finish them. So let's read that all together. 熱したフライパンに電子レンジから出したじゃがいもを入れて黄色でサクサクになるまで揚げれば出来上がりです So in the heated pan, put in the potatoes you took from the microwave. If you fry them until they are yellow and crunchy, they are finished. So this is not the last step. 最後にお好みで塩を振っていただきましょう So finally, shake on as much salt as you like and
Bilaman, how's it going, bro? こんばんは、bro. 久しぶりだね。
So as much as you like 塩を振って shake on salt いただきましょう and let's eat them. Okay, and you can see these are the finished French fries. All right, so I hope that you guys know exactly how to make these now. All right, so it's time to start the story for this week, which means that Yuki is going to come say hello to us over here. Yuki is going to read through this one slowly one time, and then unfortunately she'll have to go off screen because I'm going to bring it up for you to read after. So what I want you to do is I want you to listen and try to get the understanding as she reads slowly. And then I will bring the story back up on the screen and she'll read it at a normal speed so that you can read along with her. Okay?
はい。
All right. You can say hello to everyone, I guess.
はい、わかりました。みんなこんにちは。
こんにちは。
ごめんね。後でコメント読むね。
はい。
はい。
All right, let's go. お願いします。
まず、ろうそくを灯し、周りに円を描く。次に針で親指を刺し、火に血を一滴。それから半時計回りに円周をゆっくりと10周。最後にチチンプイプイと13回唱えて円に背を向け悩みを語れ。ばあちゃんの日記にそう書いてあった。なんなんだこのおかしな内容はと 思いながらも、
思いながらも
なぜか
なぜ
心
か
拍数は上がってしまっ
上が
た
っ。てしまった。
おかしなのは
おかしなのは
確かなんだけど、
確かなんだけど、
俺には今
俺には
悩みがあるんだ。
悩みがあるんだ。
All right. So
Okay.
now Yuki is going to read at full speed, and you can read along with us, of course. All right, ready?
はい。
お願いします。
まず、ろうそくを灯し、周りに円を描く。次に、針で親指を刺し、火に血を一滴。それから反時計回りに円周をゆっくりと10周、最後にチチンプイプイと13回唱えて円に背を向け悩みを語れ。ばあちゃんの日記にそう書いてあった。何なんだこのおかしな内容はと思いながらも、なぜか心拍数は上がってしまった。おかしなのは確かなんだけど、俺には今悩みがあるんだ。
All right,
I
let's break
didn't
that down
understand
together.
it.
Here we
Anything.
have a set of
Nikki though, just saw it. Nikki means diary.
悩みがあるんだ。
All right, let's break that down
Okay.
together. Here we have a set of instructions to start up the story, and they go like this. まず、ろうそくを灯し。First, light the
Light the
candle.
candle. ろうそくmeans light or candle. ろうそくを灯し。灯し means to light.
周りに円を描く。
仕事ではただ来ながら日本語を勉強しています。難しいですよ。Wait, because you have 仕事, since you have 仕事、ただ来ながら日本語を勉強しています。難しいですよ。Bro, so because you have 仕事, it's hard to study, huh? It's hard. Yeah, bro, I understand. I totally understand. 働きます。いや、働きます。毎日働きます。私も毎日働きます。でも、私は怒る、you know? 日本語を勉強しなければ。must。毎日日本語を勉強する。でも難しいですね。難しい。It's indeed it is 難しいthough. But it needs, bro. You need a push, you know. You need to be angry. You need to be aggressive, you know. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would have learned it. Everyone would have been speaking Nihongo by now. So yeah, the one that wants to get it have to push beyond his limits, you know. So the one who pushes beyond his limits is the one who reaches the goal basically. So, but yeah, it is muzukashi, but that's how it is, you know.
And draw a circle around
Everything is difficult.
it, around the candle,
It's
right?
not easy.
次に、so next, 針。
For example, now, 私は作られます。tired 作られます。私は作られる。tired しんどい tired 私はしんどいます。今
しんどい。
は私は作られる to get tired しんどい。今は私はとてもしんどい。作られた。いや。でも、日本語を勉強する。日本語を勉強知らなきゃ。日本語を勉強知らなきゃ。You know? Must learn 日本語。push, like never give up. 決して止まらない。Luffy, Luffy spirit or Naruto spirit as well.
で親指を刺し
Yeah,
prick your thumb with a
it's just
pin.
how it is,
火に血を一滴 and put a single drop in the flame. So the's no verb here for this one. 火に血を一滴. There's no verb here, but in instructions like this, it would be very common to leave off the verb if it's very obvious from the instructions. So 火に血を一滴 is one drop. So it's obvious that we're suggesting to put in one drop, right? So you'd leave off the verb there quite commonly. それから after that, 半時計回り counterclockwise に円周を
一緒に頑張りましょう。We must is a must, you know? 一緒に頑張りましょう。もちろん。
ゆっくりと10周。
This is life, bro. これは life, 人生。これは人生です。This is life. It's just people are tired. People have a lot of things, but push yourself, you know? Hard, aggressive, like angry, you know? Angry. I must do this. I must do it. It's just how it is. There's no other way around it. Mawari means around. There's no other way around it. So it's just straight forward. Like you either do it or not do it. You have to choose. Do it or not do it. Doing something, even a little bit, is better than doing nothing. That's how it is. 15 minutes a day, it's better than doing 0 minutes a day. Today 15 minutes, tomorrow 15 minutes, that's 30 minutes. After tomorrow 15 minutes, after tomorrow 50 minutes, that's 1 hour in 4 days. You keep going and you stack up hours, a lot of hours. There is no other way.
Quite commonly. それから
in the past, I used to think there was another way to go around, but there isn't. There is not. It's just how it is.
血を一滴 warmed it around the candle, right? 次に next 針で親指を刺し prick your thumb with a pin.
Even tired, I am tired, but when I do something like this tiresome is gone. At first I am tired, but when I do it, when I start doing it, I don't feel tired anymore. I think tired is a lie. I think being tired is fake. Like you don't get tired. It's just in your brain. But in reality, you are not tired. It's just your body telling you a lie. But being tired is the biggest lie ever that your body tells you, you know? If you do something, the tiredness will vanish, will go.
に血を一滴 and put a single drop in the flame. So there's no verb here for this one. 火に血を一滴. There's no verb here, but in instructions like this, it would be very common to leave off the verb if it's very obvious from the instructions. So 火に血を一滴 is one drop. So it's obvious that we're suggesting.
Oyayubi means thumb.
Put in one drop, right? So you leave off the verb there quite commonly. それから after that 半時計回り counterclockwise に円周をゆっくりと10周 so around the circle 円周をゆっくり
It's my first job. That's why right now it's hard, but I have to do it. I can't go back now. I started my journey because of you. Love you, bro. I love you too, Bilaman. I've been seeing you for a while. And bro, you are amazing. You're the best. I just need to fix my schedule. Bro, your day schedule, amazing. Bro, you know, be strong, you know, be aggressive. Like your mind must do it, must fix your schedule. Fixing your schedule is actually very difficult. Especially the sleep. I struggle a lot with fixing the schedule. And I'm telling you, it's difficult. I've been trying to make videos for a long time. And I only made one video. I should have made like 100 video by now. But I'm not fixing the schedule, you know? So yeah, I just have to push. Like, I'm saying this, but I'm not doing it. Like, I need to push even harder. Like, there are many things I could have done, but I didn't. Right now, I am same time. It's 12:30 a.m. in India. Okay, wait, 12:30. 10. Okay, so 2.5 hours, huh? Wait, you mean 12? Only 12? Because it cannot be 30 minutes different. I have 10 o'clock here. So you have, wait, 10 at night? 10 at night? Only 2 hours different, huh? Okay.
Be slowly.
Because wait, India is on the east, so it should be like, I thought like 3-4 hours, 5. Okay.
Jushu, 10 times, 10 rounds around the
yeah,
circle.
bro.
So we've got
Push
an
yourself
interesting
hard.
little set of instructions here, and we have another part of it. 最後に finally,
最後に
ちちんぷいぷいと13
13
回唱えて。
唱えて
So finally, chant. So
Chant.
唱える. Oops, I forgot to
唱える
change the color here on 唱える. 唱える is an N1 word, and it means to chant. Chant ちちんぷいぷい
ちちんぷいぷい
13 times と13回唱えて
13回
円に背を向け
唱えて
Put your back to the circle
円に
悩みを語れ and speak your worry or problem
Wait, 円
あれ I don't have 回と chant ちちんぷいぷ
ちちん
い
ぷいぷい
13 times と13回唱えて
唱えて
円に背を向け
円に背を
Put your back to the circle
向け
悩みを語れ
悩みを
and
語れ
speak your worry or problem あれ I don't have the English here I don't have the English for the last part. I'm sorry. I'll just tell you right now. ばあちゃんの日記にそう書いてあった。So
日記
in おばあ
means diary そう書いてあった
ちゃん in grandma's diary 日記にそう書いてあっ
そ
た。
う書いてあ
It
った
was written like that, or there was
Sleep schedule, bro. Sleep is the most difficult thing, bro. I always fix and then mess up. Fix, mess up. Fix, mess up. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, bro. 難しい。眠い、寝るの予定はとても難しい。とても。
something written like that, right? I don't know where the English went for this one. I'm sure I translated it. Oh well. All right. Going on, there's no grammar points here, but we'll break it down anyway. We have なんなんだこの
なんなんだ
おかしな内容は。
このおかしは
So as I was thinking, と思いながらも。What the heck is this strange content? なんなんだこのおかしな内容は。My heart rate picked up for some reason. なぜか心拍数は上がってしまった。For some reason, my heart rate picked up. 心拍数 is heart rate or heartbeats per minute, right? おかしなのは確かなんだけど without a doubt it's strange おかしなのは so it's strange なのは確かなんだけど確か means without a doubt けど俺には今悩みがあるんだ
今悩みがあるん
have
だ
a worry problem right now alright so it's a weird story I hope you enjoy
I didn't understand
You
anything.
can read it on the website from tomorrow. So
Okay.
let's go to question time. We have a nice easy one to start us out. We have あなたが朝起きて
朝起きて
まず
まず
することは何ですか
何ですか
So when you wake up in the morning あなたが朝起きて
朝起きて
まずすることは何ですか What is the
まずすることは何です
first
か
thing you do? So for me まずコーヒーを作ります
まずコーヒーを作ります
So for me first I make coffee. Next one's Yuki まず顔を洗います So first, I wash my face. So, what do you do first when
朝起きてまず卵を6匹 or 6匹 I think 6匹を食べます
you wake up in the
卵
morning?
卵おやすみなさい bro おやすみなさい bro またね bro and I hope you fix your your sleeping schedule
Let's go ahead
and good luck
and
I wish you all the best
jump
Bilaman
into the
wish you all
next
the best
section,
bro
which is even if with Moshi Temo. Now, we have covered Temo already back in Genki.
Temo even if
I believe 2. I believe it was Genki 2 that we covered it, but we're going to cover it again a little bit today, along with a new word.
将来に一緒に日本語を食べます日本語を話せます将来に一緒に日本語を 話せます。
So I believe we did cover moshi a little bit along with the Genki 2 lesson. Moshi just sort of, it indicates that a temo or an if statement is coming. It's often translated to just mean if. We also have tatoe, which is very similar to the word tatoeba, but it's not exactly the same. But throughout this lesson, I'm going, to translate it very similar to tatoeba, because tatoe itself means basically even if or supposing something happened. But if you have tatoe at the beginning of a temo sentence, what it indicates is that what's coming after is a total hypothetical. It probably wouldn't happen. But what you're saying is, even if this unlikely thing were to happen, something, right? So that's what's gonna that's what's the big difference between tatoe and moshi. Moshi does not necessarily have the implication when it comes before temo that what comes before temo is a hypothetical that may never happen. It just means if. So if even this happens, blah blah blah.
Moshi means
Whereas
if.
tatoe is even if this crazy thing that would probably never happen happened, this. I'm going to be translating it throughout this lesson as for example, but that's just because in literal translation, it would be a double even if. So tatoe and temo would be like even if this happens. So just to sort of make it stand out from the temo, I've translated as for example. If you were to translate this literally as a translator in a book or something, you probably would not translate tatoe as for example. So just keep that in mind. To use the mo form, or for even if, we take the te form of a verb and add mo. So for example, tabetemo, even if you eat. The adjectives is kutemo, so tanoshikutemo, even if fun. Nodjectives are just followed by demo, so kire demo, even if clean or even if pretty. Noun demo, so andi demo, even if Andy or even Andy, right? So the big difference, I think, from what we covered in Genki is that we did have some even if sentences when we did Genki, but we also have the temo version, which is just even this thing, something else. And we also, I believe, covered that temo in the last lesson, 5.1, lesson 5, part 1. But this one is specifically even if something, because we're combining it, generally speaking, with moshi. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We have moshi 体調が悪くても仕事に行きます。Even if I feel sick, I will go to work.
もし体調が悪くても仕事に行きます。もし体調が悪くても even if I feel sick 仕事に行きます。
Very common here, although since the pandemic, it's a little less common, I feel like, for people who feel sick to go into work or school. It still definitely happens, but it used to be very common, especially for adults, even if they felt sick, to go into work. So that's one cultural change that may have happened over the past 2 years, which is probably not bad. All right, next one is お金がなくても幸せです。So even if I don't have money, I'm happy. お金がなくても even if I don't have 幸せです。I am happy. We don't have moshi or anything else coming before that. It's fine. You don't have to have it. It signals that the temo or an if statement is coming, and it sort of emphasizes it a little bit. And it emphasizes that it's not just the even such and such a person, it's even if, right? That's what the moshi sort of emphasizes here. All right, let's jump into another one. We have an N2 word showing up here. We have moshi. 夕ご飯が余っても明日のお昼に食べられます。So even if there are leftovers from dinner, literally moshi if 夕ご飯が dinner is the subject, 余っても so 余る is to be left over. It's a verb that means to be left over. 余っても even if dinner is left over, 明日のお昼に at tomorrow's lunch 食べられます you are able to eat. You can eat it.
Okay. 明日夕ご飯が余っても明日のお昼に食べられます。
Next sentence, we have our first usage of たとえ。So たとえ新しいパソコンでもちゃんと動かなければゴミと同じだ。So this one is
動かなければゴミと同じだ。
You've probably got an old dumpy computer in front of you, and your company's saying, we're going to buy a new computer. And you're like, yeah, whatever. You're not going to buy me a new computer. So it's an unlikely hypothetical. たとえ新しいパソコンでも, or even if this was a new computer. Even if that were the case. And I've translated that here just to point out the たとえ. For example, even if it's a new computer, ちゃんと動かなければ, if it doesn't move as it should, or if it doesn't work as it should, ちゃんと as it should, ゴミと同じだ. It's the same as garbage. All right, a couple more たとえ. We have たとえ友達
Wait, I didn't understand. Wait, たとえ新しいパソコンでも even, for example, even if you buy a new パソコン laptop, computer, ちゃんと動かなければゴミと同じだ. It's the same as a garbage. It doesn't work like it should. Ungo means to move, ungoku. But it doesn't, like, in this case, it's, in English, you would say it doesn't move as it should. Chanto means as it should, or properly. If it does not move properly, it's gomi to onajida. It's the same as garbage.
If it doesn't move as it should, or if it doesn't work as it should, ちゃんと as it should, ゴミと同じだ. It's the same as garbage. All right, a couple more たとえ. We have たとえ友達からのおすすめでも. For example, even if this was a recommendation from my friend, which they wouldn't recommend this because it might not be good. 私には良いものとは限らない. It doesn't mean that it will be good to me or that I will think it's good. 私には良いものとは限らない. It doesn't mean that it's the case that it will be good to me. たとえ教科書を見てもわからないことは多い. For example, even if I look at the textbook, the things I don't understand are many. So the hypothetical is here is even if I look at it, I don't understand it. Okay. So,
たとえ, for example, たとえ教科書を見ても even if I look at the 教科書 which is the textbook, わからないことは the things I don't understand 多い are many. Okay.
The hypothetical is here is even if I look at it, I don't understand it. Okay. Next one is ケーキが失敗してもアンディは美味しく食べてくれますよね. It's a scary sentence. Even if I mess up the cake. ケーキが失敗しても even if I mess up the cake, アンディは美味しく食べてくれますよね. Andy, or as in you, this is talking to me, will eat it with relish for me, won't you? 美味しく食べてくれますよね. I will. I'll eat anything. All right, let's jump into the...
ケーキが失敗しても if I mess up the ケーキ、アンディは美味しく食べてくれますよね. Okay.
I will. I'll eat anything. All right, let's jump into the next story. Before we jump into this, I do want to point out we didn't have enough. I feel like our tatoe sentences were a little bit lacking there. We probably would have something that was a little bit more hypothetical, a little less likely in a tatoe sentence. So for example, one of the quartet examples is たとえ世界に男の人が彼氏がいなくても. For example, even if he was the only person in the world, I'm not going to read the full sentence just because of copyright stuff, but you can imagine what comes next. So when using examples like that, which are more unlikely, it's probably going to be more common to use tatoe. If the example is just a normal, regular example that might happen every day, then you probably use something like moshi more commonly. I should have caught that, sorry. But you could look at the last sentence up here where we had, like if the thing that the person is recommending is like really terrible, then it's unlikely or it's a hypothetical that your friend would ever recommend you something like that. And generally speaking, if you read the textbook, it might be understandable, but when you read the textbook, it's not, so I suppose you could look at it that way. But anyway, think of tatoe as more for hypotheticals like in this story. Let's get Yuki back on screen for this one. We have this button right here, and turn up the microphone. Okay. お願いします. We'll read it slowly one time and try and listen and pick up what the story's about, and then we'll show you on screen so you can read along while she reads
let's
at
do
normal
it.
speed. Let's go.
たとえばあちゃんがまだ生きていたとしても、この悩みはまだなくなることはない。 俺という人間は今まで本当に何もできないやつだったんだ。そして欲張りだ。なぜこんな人間になってしまったのか、俺にはわからない。だけど、生きていた時のばあちゃんとじいちゃんは、海のように広い心で困っている人がいたら、すぐ助けになろうとしていた人たちだった。俺なら、もし目の前に困っている人がいても、助けになれる心の余裕なんてない。
Alright, let's go ahead and bring up the story so that you can read along, and we'll read it at a normal pace. On your marks.
たとえばあちゃんがまだ生きていたとしても、この悩みはまだなくなることはない。俺という人間は今まで本当に何もできないやつだったんだ。そして欲張りだ。なぜこんな人間になってしまったのか、俺にはわからない。だけど、生きていた時のばあちゃんとじいちゃんは、海のように広い心で困っている人がいたら、すぐ助けになろうとしていた人たちだった。俺なら、もし目の前に困っている人がいても、助けになれる心の余裕なんてない。
心の余裕なんてない。余裕。心の余裕なんてない。
Let's go ahead and break that down. Thank you very much. Breaking down the first sentence, we have a much more hypothetical sentence here for our example. It is, たとえばあちゃんがまだ生きていたとしても。So, even, for example, if my grandmother were still alive, which is, of course, impossible. So it's just a hypothetical, right? ばあちゃんがまだ生きていたとしても、even if it were the fact or the case that my grandmother was still alive, この悩みはまだなくなることはない。There's no way that, so there's なることはない. There's no way that this problem would disappear. この悩み. Problem can be translated as a thing you're worried about, a worry, or a problem. So この悩みは, that's the topic. As for this problem or this worry, まだなくなることはない. This まだ emphasizes that even if this were the case, this would not happen. なくなることはない. It would not go away. 俺という人間は the person that is me. This is an interesting little phrase. 俺という人間は the person that is me. It's a common phrase in Japanese, I feel like, but it sounds a little bit weird in English, the person that is me, but you'll hear it. It's a topic. 今まで本当に何もできないやつだったんだ. Up until now, I'm a guy that's never been able to do anything. やつ can be used, right?
Wait, even my grandma was still alive. ばあちゃんがまだ生きていたとしても、there's no way that this problem would disappear. この悩みはまだなくなることはない。
Right? It can mean a guy or that guy or a dude or something like that. It can also mean it can mean thing, but it's a very casual way or almost slangy way to say thing. In this case, he's using it as guy. So 今まで本当に so up until now, truly 何もできないやつだったんだ. I've been a guy that could never do anything or has never been able to do anything. そして欲張りだ. Also, I'm greedy. 欲張り. An NG word that means greediness or a person who's greedy, something like that. Okay, our next sentence is we have なぜこんな人間になってしまったのか. Why I became a person like this のか. 俺にはわからない. I have no idea. だけど but 生きていた時のおばあちゃんとおじいちゃんは as for grandma and grandpa, so 生きていた時 when they were alive, I don't have that in the translation, but when they were alive, my grandma and grandpa, 海のように広い心で they had hearts as wide as the sea. 海のように
広い心で A heart as wide as the sea. 海のように広い心で困
っている人がいたら and if there was a person in trouble, 困っている人がいた
人がいた
ら、
ら
すぐ助けになろうとしていた人たちだった。They were people who tried to help them as soon as possible. I translated that totally as, but as for Grandma and Grandpa, they were people who had hearts as wide as the sea, and if there was a person in trouble, they immediately would try to help. 僕なら, if it's me we're talking about, in parentheses, もし, here's our next grammar point, 目の前に困っている人がいても, even if a person in trouble was right in front of my eyes, you could actually use たとえ here. That would be fine as well. たとえ目の前に困っている人がいても, たとえ would work fine here. もし is also fine. 助けになれる心の余裕なんてない. So I don't have something like the space in my heart to be able to become helpful. So you'll see なんて used after nouns often, and it means something like that. So something like the space in my heart. 余裕 means another translation of that. I use space in this one. Like we wouldn't use these in English so much. Surplus, margin, leeway, room, space, time. We would use, I guess, that as room. The room in my heart, or the space in my heart, or the extra space in my heart. That yoyu wa nai. I don't have that space in my heart. 助けになれる. The ability to become.
もし目の前に困っている人がいても、if it's me, 俺なら、even if a person, もし目の in trouble, a person in trouble was right in front of my eyes, もし目の前に
is also fine. たとえ目の前に困っている人がいても、
困っている人がいても、
たとえ would work fine here. もし is also fine. 助けになれる心の余裕。たとえ here. A person in trouble was right in front of parentheses. もし here's our next grammar point. 目の前に困っている人がいても even if a person in trouble was right in front of my eyes, you
目の前 in front of my eyes.
You could actually use たとえ here. That would be fine as well. たとえ目の前に困っている人がいても、たとえ would work fine here. もし is also fine. 助けになれる心の余裕なんてない。So I don't have something like the space in my heart to be able to become helpful. So you'll see なんて used after nouns often, and it means something like that. So something like the space in my heart. 余裕 means another translation of that. I use space in this one. Like we wouldn't use these in English so much. Surplus, margin, leeway, room, space, time. We would use, I guess, that as room. The room in my heart, or the space in my heart, or the extra space in my heart. That yoyu wa nai. I don't have that space in my heart. 助けになれる. The ability to become helpful. 心の余裕なんてない. Something like that. I don't have. And that's the end of that part of the story. Don't worry. There's more to come in that. So, もし question time. Something something. Make that an event. でもすることは何ですか? So, for example, we're going to say もし雨が降っても歩いてきます. So we basically want you to make a sentence, a short sentence, using もしでも. And it could be a verb like this. もし雨が降っても, even if it rained, 歩いてきます. I will walk. Or you could use a noun. It doesn't matter. It can be anything. So, but try to make it some kind of an event, some kind of happening. So, もし英語が話せなくても, even if I was unable to speak English, 外国人の友達を作りたいです. I want to make friends from other countries. So let's try to make a sentence using もし plus でも. All right, let's.
もし wait, war is I forgot what war is. I knew what war is, but I forgot. 戦争 もし戦争 Okay, so I have a strong, powerful one. So もし地震とか戦争とか雷とか So wait, war, 地震 which is earthquake. 世界の like destruction. How to say destruction? Destroyed. 壊す。壊れられて。destroyed. English to Japanese. Or destroyed. 壊れらさせた。さら。
破壊された。
破壊された。Wait, it's this one. 壊されて。Okay. So, もし、地震したとか、もし地震したとか、戦争したとか、世界を壊されても、私は毎日日本語を勉強します。Wait, again. もし地震したとか、戦争、war is 戦争。war。戦争。
戦争。
戦う has the same 感じ。もし地震したとか、地震をしたとか、もし地震をしたとか、戦争をしたとか、すべて世界を壊されても、私は毎日日本語を勉強します。That's it. That's my sentence. So, yeah, I think how much time did we do so far? 50 minutes, okay. I think I'm going to end it here, but let's just read this story, okay? Tadoku story. We did one maybe, or two. Let's see where we are. I just want to finish level 0. So we have a few until we finish, and then we go to level each. Finally. Okay. Chotto means a little bit. この人はマリーナさんです。この人はマリーナさんです。21歳です。21 years old. マリーナさんは朝ごはんを作ります。She makes breakfast. 塩をちょっと入れます。She puts a little bit of salt. 胡椒もちょっと入れます。胡椒 is pepper. 今日はオムレツです。今日はオメレッタ。おー、おいしい。tasty. 8時半です。It's 8 o'clock. No, it's 8時半です。It's 8 and a half. 8 o'clock and a half. 8時半です。30 past, half past 8. 大学へ行きます。She goes to the university. 大学はちょっと遠いです。It's a bit far. 自転車で大学へ行きます。She goes to the 大学 with the 自転車 the bicycle. マリーナさんは図書館で本を読みます。いやー、マリーナさん、今晩、時間ありますか？ Do you have time tonight? 今晩 means tonight, no? 今晩、yeah. This night, basically, yeah, tonight. 僕と夜ご飯食べませんか？ Would you eat 夜ご飯 with me? Dinner with me? 今日の夜はちょっとToday is ちょっと is a bit not good. 厳しい or not 厳しい。悲しい。いや、マリナちゃん、今晩僕とご飯食べませんか？ Would you eat dinner with me? 今日の夜はちょっと Tonight is a bit not good. 悲しい。今晩僕とご飯食べませんか？ Would you eat dinner with me tonight? いいですね。Yes, of course. どこへ行きましょうか? Where should we go? So she liked this guy, but the others are not good for her. Okay, so 今日のゆ Alright. どこへ行きましょうか? Where shall we eat? So she have time apparently tonight. 僕はワインにします。マリーナさんもワインを飲みますか? Do you drink wine? じゃあ、ちょっと。Yeah, a little bit. 二人は美味しいワインを飲みました。They both drank tasty wine. この人はちょっと。This guy, I don't like. ちょっと。He doesn't like. She drinks a lot of wine. ちょっと。Okay. Well, that was a story. I don't know. So, that's a long one. Should we read it? 何歳? How old are you? 私は愛です。4歳です。I'm 4 years old. お父さんは何歳? 37歳です。お母さんは何歳? 35歳です。Wait, I said 10, no? 37, yeah, 37歳。35歳。刑事にちゃんは何歳? 8歳。エイジにちゃんは何歳? 僕も8歳。We're both 8 years old. エールは何歳? 3歳。3骨。ピクニック。みんなで出かけます。みんなで出かけます。Everyone is preparing. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to everyone. 車で行きます。We're going to 車で。What's 車で? 刑事は川で遊びます。Play in the river.刑事 are playing at the river. エイジは木の下で本を読みます。He's reading under the tree, a book. 愛はクリヨンで絵を描きます。She's drawing クリヨン with the... Wait, that's カタカナ that I don't understand. ユレオンです。Anyways. プレート、お皿。箸。Oh, we forgot the 箸。The chopsticks. サンドイッチとおにぎりは? We eat sandwich おにぎり? 手で食べます。Let's eat with our hands. 3時。絵を描けます。I drew this picture. 電話をかけます。I draw the phone. ピンポン。Grandfather おじいさん。コートをかけます。I wear. Wait, wait, 絵をかけます。Draw a picture. 電話をかけます。Pick the phone. Call on the phone. Speak on the phone. コートをかけます。Wear the coat. So like かけます means to draw, to wear, and to speak on the phone. メガネをかけます。To wear the メガネ, the glasses. お母さん、ケーキ3時ね。もういい。もうちょっと。3時ね。毛布をかけます。I put the 毛布 on. Here, okay. 口紅。口means fourth.お母さん、見て、お母さん見て、ちょっと待って。Wait a little bit. Look, お母さん、look. Wait a little bit. 地震 Earthquake. お母さん、What's going to happen? 来て。Come here. お母さん、静かにして。Quiet. もういいit's done. ピンポン。宅配便です。はい。宅配便 is mail. ハンコをお願いします。ハンコ is no 箱 is a box, but ハンコ I don't know. ちょっと待ってください。Please wait a little bit. ハンコ is a signature. サインでも no sign is a signature. サインでもいいですよ。ここに名前を書いてください。Write your name here, please. はい。ありました。There it is. 奥さん、それ that's an 奥さん。It's not a pencil. It's not a pen. ペンだない。返して。Return it. Give me the stamp. 返して。Give it to me. Is the one that you put the stamp. Okay. プレゼント。クリスマスプレゼント。OK。プレゼント、クリスマスプレゼント。お父さん、見て。お父さん、look。英字と刑事は何をもらったんだ？ What did you get? 英字 and 刑事。僕はグローブ。僕は望遠鏡。That's telescope. Or not. It's not. It's 望遠鏡。望遠鏡。望遠鏡 is a telescope. 望遠鏡。Okay. 僕は望遠鏡。ケイジ君？エイジ君？名前が。the names. お父さんとお母さんは何をもらったの？ What did you get? What did you receive? お父さんには何もくれないんだ。Didn't get anything. お父さん。でも、エリにはプレゼントをくれたんだよ。He got this kind of thing. That was story. Okay. So we almost finishing level 0. 明日は続けます。But yeah, let's just end it here. So, yeah, おやすみなさい。また明日。And おやすみなさい。おやすみなさい。